Hola a todos y bienvenidos a otra clase de inglés con Richard. Y hoy en esta clase vamos a hacer una prueba de tu comprensión auditiva. Mi nombre es Richard, soy de Inglaterra y tengo más que 20 años de experiencia enseñando a los hispanohablantes inglés. Comprensión auditiva. Lo que tengo hoy son 6 textos que los voy a leer. Cada uno de esos textos corresponde a los 6 niveles. Esos son principiante, que es el A1, intermedio bajo, que es el A2, intermedio B1, intermedio alto B2, avanzado C1 y C2, que es subavanzado, es igual a un nativo. Lo que voy a hacer es que voy a leer uno de esos textos y después que he leído cada texto que corresponde a cada nivel, voy a leer 4 preguntas acerca de ese texto. Y lo que tienen que hacer ustedes es escuchar el texto, toman notas si pueden y después responde a las 4 preguntas. En el fin del video voy a dar las respuestas y según tus respuestas correctas pueden tener una idea de tu nivel de inglés. Ok, vamos a empezar con el primer texto, nivel principiante o A1. My name is Harry Webb. I'm 45 years old. I'm a lawyer. I live in a house in the suburbs with my wife. My wife is a doctor and we have 2 children, Susie 7 and William 10. I also have a dog. I like running and going to the gym. At the weekends, I like to go to the beach with my family. Ok, eso fue el texto nivel A1 principiante y ahora hay 4 preguntas acerca de ese texto. Pregunta número 1 o question 1. How old is Harry Webb? How old is Harry Webb? Question number 2. What does he do? What does he do? Question number 3. How many children does he have? How many children does he have? And question number 4. What does he like doing? What does he like doing? Ok, como dije antes, en el fin del video voy a poner las respuestas de todas las preguntas. Vamos a seguir ahorita con el nivel A2 o intermedio bajo. Vamos a escuchar el segundo texto. My name is Heinz and I'm Austrian. I'm going to give you some advice about visiting my country in the winter. First, you must bring lots of warm clothes, like coats, jumpers and boots. A lot of people go skiing in the mountains, and when you're up high, the sky is blue and it can feel quite hot, so you may need some sun cream. You can also visit pretty towns or the beautiful lakes where you can go on a boat trip. Ok, vamos a escuchar las 4 preguntas del nivel A2 o intermedio bajo. Question number 1. Where is Heinz from? Where is Heinz from? Question number 2. What do you need to take if you visit his country in the winter? What do you need to take if you visit his country in the winter? Question number 3. What can you do in the mountains? What can you do in the mountains? And question number 4, what else can you do? Name 2 things. What else can you do? 2 things. Ok, very good. Vamos a seguir con el texto número 3, que es el nivel B1 o intermedio. My name is Yuna. I come from Tokyo, Japan, and I'm going to tell you about inviting someone to your home for a meal in Japan. We usually invite guests to our homes for dinner at about 7 o'clock in the evening. Before the guests arrive, we must tidy the front garden and clean the porch. Then we must spray everything with water to show that we welcome our guests with cleanliness. The guests usually bring gifts, and when they give the gift, they say, "I'm sorry this is such a small gift," but really they've chosen it very carefully. When the meal is ready, the hostess says, "We have nothing special for you today, but you're welcome to come this way." You can see that in Japan, you should try to be modest and you should not show off too much. When we have foreign guests, we like to serve traditional Japanese meals like sushi, tempura, or sukiyaki. But when the guests are Japanese, we serve all kinds of food like pizza, Chinese food, or steak. Ok, very good. Y vamos a ver las 4 preguntas del texto B1 o intermedio, nivel intermedio. Question number 1. What time is dinner? What time is dinner? Question number 2. What do the hosts do before the guests arrive? What do the hosts do before the guests arrive? Aquí es 2 or 3 things. 2 or 3 things. Number 3. Is it important to show off in Japan? Is it important to show off in Japan? That's a yes or no question, obviously. And finally, question number 4. They only serve Japanese food like sushi to Japanese guests. They only serve Japanese food like sushi to Japanese guests. True or false? The last question, true or false? Very good. Vamos a seguir ahorita con algo más difícil. Nivel B2, intermedio alto. Vamos a responder a la pregunta, why do people listen to music? Why do people listen to music? A lot of research has been done to find out why we listen to music, and there seem to be 3 main reasons. Firstly, we listen to music to make us remember important moments in the past, for example, when we meet someone for the first time. When we hear a certain piece of music, we remember hearing it for the first time in some very special circumstances. Secondly, we listen to music to help us to change activities. If we want to go from one activity to another, we often use music to help us make the change. For example, we might play a certain kind of music to prepare us to go out in the evening. Or we might play another kind of music to relax us when we get home from work. The third reason we listen to music is to intensify the emotion that we're feeling. For example, if we're feeling sad, sometimes we want to get even sadder, so we play sad music. Or we're feeling angry and we want to intensify the anger, then we play angry music. Or when we're planning a romantic dinner, we lay the table, we light candles, and then we think, what music would make this even more romantic? So, más difícil, y estoy hablando un poco más rápido, más o menos en este nivel que es el B2 o intermedio alto, estoy hablando a velocidad normal. Tengo 3 preguntas de este. What are the 3 main reasons people listen to music? Number 1, what are the 3 main reasons people listen to music? Question number 2, what 2 specific examples are given for reason 2? What 2 specific examples are given for reason 2? And question number 3, what 3 specific examples are given for reason 3? What 3 specific examples are given for reason 3? Only 3 questions, solo 3 preguntas, pero son más respuestas. Ok, vamos a seguir con nivel C1 o avanzado. Leonardo Diaz, who's from Colombia, had a lucky escape while climbing in the Andes last week. The novice climber got caught in a freak blizzard 4,000 meters up in the mountains. Diaz tried to call for help on his mobile phone but was unable to make a call as his pay-as-you-go credit had run out. "I'd forgotten to buy some more minutes," he said. Just when he had resigned himself to freezing to death, he received a call from a salesperson at the phone company wondering if he'd like to buy some more minutes. Diaz explained the situation and she alerted the emergency services. She and her colleagues then took turns to call Diaz to keep up his spirits until help arrived 7 hours later. Ok, aquí en este nivel estoy leyendo a velocidad normal. Es más rápido, este C1 es avanzado. Este es el nivel donde la mayoría de la gente quiere llegar. Cuando llegas a este nivel ya puedes hacer casi todo en inglés. Y las 4 preguntas que tengo aquí son: where was Leonardo and what was he doing? Where was Leonardo and what was he doing? Number 2, how high was he? How high was he? Number 3, he couldn't call on his mobile phone because there was no signal. True or false? He couldn't call on his mobile phone because there was no signal. True or false? And number 4, how long did it take before help arrived? How long did it take before help arrived? Okay, very good. Y vamos a terminar con el último texto, que es el nivel C2 o super avanzado. El C2 realmente es el mismo como un nativo. Si entiendes este, hablas o entiendes el inglés como un nativo. C2. When it was introduced to London in the mid-17th century, a pound of chocolate cost the equivalent of £500. And by the 18th century, this quintessentially blameless bedtime drink was seen as the height of indulgence. So what exactly is it about chocolate that has taken it from luxury to near universal pleasure? The reasons for cravings for chocolate lie in its chemical composition. Chocolate, like coffee, contains caffeine, but the main stimulant is another chemical, the name of which comes from the Latin for the cocoa tree. The reason why chocolate feels so good when we eat it is because of its particle size. Particle size apparently imparts that familiar rich, creamy texture. And it is this richness that advertising copywriters use to market chocolate as a sensuous pleasure. During the manufacture of chocolate, the liquid mixture is crunched through heavy-duty rollers. This reduces the particles of solid ingredients in the chocolate to microscopic size. And the smaller the particles, the better the emulsion, the liquid with tiny solid particles suspended in it. Basically, the smaller the particles, the thicker the emulsion, which is important if you like chocolate to linger in the mouth and give a pleasing aftertaste. So, very difficult, level C2. Vamos a escuchar las 4 preguntas del nivel C2. Number 1, how much did a pound of chocolate cost in the 17th century? How much did a pound of chocolate cost in the 17th century? Number 2, why do people crave chocolate? Why do people crave chocolate? Number 3, why does chocolate feel so good when we eat it? Why does chocolate feel so good when we eat it? And finally, the last question, number 4, level C2, why are smaller particles important? Why are smaller particles important? Ok, ahorita solo me queda dar las respuestas. Voy a dar las respuestas a cada nivel. Para saber tu nivel realmente tienes que tener todas las preguntas correctas en el nivel que corresponde. Por ejemplo, si eres nivel A2, deberías tener todos los correctos en el nivel A1. Eso significa que si tienes todos los correctos en el A1, probablemente puedes empezar un curso a nivel A2. Igual si tienes todos correctos en el nivel A1, A2 y B1, probablemente tu nivel ahorita es el nivel B2. Vamos a ver las respuestas. Question number 1, texto número 1, A1, principiante. Pregunta 1, how old is Harry Webb? 45 years old. 45 years old. Number 2, what does he do? He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. Number 3, how many children does he have? He has 2 children. He has 2 children. What does he like doing? He likes running, he likes going to the gym, and he likes going to the beach with his family. Nivel A2. Question number 1, where is Heinz from? He's from Austria. Austria. He's Austrian. He's not Australian. He's Austrian. Number 2, what do you need to take if you visit in the winter? What do you need to take if you visit Austria in the winter? You need to take warm clothes, coats, jumpers, boots, and also sun cream if you go in the mountains. Question number 3, what can you do in the mountains? You can go skiing. And number 4, what else can you do? You can visit pretty towns and beautiful lakes. And you can go on a boat trip on the beautiful lakes. Texto número 3, B1, nivel intermedio. What time is dinner? Normally at 7 o'clock. What do hosts do before they arrive? 3 things were mentioned. Tidy the front garden, clean the porch, and also spray everything with water. Number 3, is it important to show off in Japan? No. Show off in español es presumir, y in Japan it's important to be modest. Modesto, no show off, presumir. And finally, they only serve food like sushi to Japanese guests. True or false? Es falso. Es the reverse. It's the opposite. They serve Japanese food to foreign guests, and to Japanese guests they serve international food. Ahora las respuestas del texto B2 o intermedio alto. What are the 3 main reasons that people listen to music? Number 1, to make us remember important events. Number 2, to help us change activities. And number 3, to intensify an emotion that we're feeling. Question number 2, what 2 specific examples are given for reason 2? Reason 2 was to help us change activities, and the 2 specific examples that were given were, for example, we might play a certain type of music to prepare us to go out, and another type of music to relax. Question number 3, what 3 specific examples were given for reason 3? Reason 3 is to intensify emotions. Example number 1, if we're feeling sad, then we play sadder music. If we're feeling angry, we play angry music. And if we're planning a romantic dinner, we play romantic music. Level C1, 4 questions. Where was Leonardo and what was he doing? Question number 1, he was in the Andes and he was climbing. Question number 2, how high was he? He was 4,000 meters up, 4,000 meters above sea level. Question number 3. He couldn't call on his mobile phone because there was no signal. True or false? False. He couldn't call on his mobile phone because he didn't have any credit. Question number 4. How long did it take before help arrived? It took 7 hours. Finally, the last one, level C2, the listening about chocolate, super advanced like a native speaker. Question number 1, how much did a pound of chocolate cost in the mid-17th century? This is a trick question. It doesn't say how much a pound of chocolate cost in the mid-17th century. It says cost the equivalent of 500 pounds. It doesn't say how much it cost. Number 2, why do people crave chocolate? The answer is because of its chemical composition. Number 3, why does chocolate feel so good when we eat it? And the answer is because of its particle size. The particles are very small. And finally, number 4, why are smaller particles important? And the answer is they create a thicker emulsion, which is important if you like the taste to linger. So with that, we've finished this video. How many did you get correct? Did you get all of them correct? If you got every single question correct, you really don't need to be watching this video. You're already like a native speaker. Es todo para hoy. Gracias por ver este video. Nos vemos en la próxima. Goodbye.